maybe he's here today. I asked him, I said, how did that work? He said, oh, great. He said, I don't have raccoon problems. But I got 50 doves sitting on that line up. So, yes.
Bill, I've got a speaker, 2 speakers in my backyard, and I just noticed the other day that sparrows have built a nest on top of one. So if I knock that nest down and put one of your snakes on top of that speaker, will it stop them from building it again?
Sure will.
I'll be back tomorrow.
I just reordered snakes. I don't know if I have it, there's some snakes, but I got a bunch coming in.
Yes.
You know, if snakes, now I bought one the other day, I was going to put out around my tomato cage to see if it would keep the squirrels away. But will it keep the birds away from the tomato cages?
It should.
Yeah, it does.
For a while.
It should.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Do you have any thoughts on these brown cowbirds?
Yeah, I have thoughts on them.
Good thoughts, brother.
They should all be gone.
That's what I want.
Now, there are eradication programs. I'm glad you brought that up. There are a few birds. There are 2 birds in the United States that are not protected species. The English sparrow and the starling. They were imported from England a long time ago, so they don't fall under any federal laws. Cowbirds are parasitic birds. There are a lot of parasitic birds around. By that I mean they don't raise their young. They drop these eggs in a cardinal's nest. And Mama Cardinal, being a good mother, she will hatch that egg. Now, baby Huey gets all the food and will prevent the baby cardinals from growing and living. So we don't like cowbirds. I know out in Kerrville there were several eradication programs. They put a bunch of millet under a net and try to get as many of cowbirds in there as they can. Then they get rid of the nice birds that go in there and dispatch the cowbirds to another place. They will never reproduce again. But they are parasitic birds, and they do a lot of harm. They hurt because of laying these eggs. They have led to the decline population of a lot of our birds, and so we would rather not have cowbirds.
What do they look like?
Could I share an experience with you?
Yes, sir.
My kitchen window has a planter box on it. We had 2 brown wrens come in, build a nest, lay their eggs, and you could raise up over the faucet and see Mama sitting there. Okay, everything was fine. So in the mornings when we cooked coffee, we turned the light off and did it in the dark and all this stuff. When the eggs, and I found a broken egg on the porch, and I could not understand until those eggs in that nest hatched, and those were the blackest little brown wrens you ever saw, and they were 3 times the size of Mama and Dad.
Yeah, I know. And you see cardinal flying around with its baby that's bigger than she is. You know, and so that's the sad part.
She fed those birds just like it was her own, too.
Yes.
I mean, they didn't miss a beat.
Now, before I go too far, I'm going to tell you about one of the products I sell a lot of in the store. This is a Tilly hat. Tilly is a hat made in Canada, been made for 25 years. It has a 50+ UV rating. It has a lifetime warranty against wearing out. Has a 2-year warranty against loss. Against loss. I don't have to take care of this hat. I would rather sell these hats to a young man 25 years old because I know that it's going to help him prevent skin cancer. This and number 30 sunscreen. And I know he may get 3 or 4 free hats in his lifetime. Okay? Most of these hats I sell are people who are just returning from a dermatologist where they've removed skin cancer like I have. And they tell you to wear a Tilly hat or a hat like this and a number 30 sunscreen. Now, the hat, do whatever you want to with this hat. This is a new one. Sorry I wadded up your hat.
That's okay.
I'm glad I was gonna give it.
It doesn't hurt.
The hats are neat. Everyone's going to know now, but they have a secret pocket in here, a Velcro secret pocket. They have a place to put your name and phone number, and they have a waterproof bag in there. So if you're on vacation, and these are all unisex, by the way. I have raffia hats in there for women that have 50 plus, but we don't wad them up quite that tight. The hat, when I say it's guaranteed against loss, if you lose this hat in the first 2 years, they will replace it for half your purchase price. You call them on the phone and tell them. If this hat wears out after repeated washings in the washing machine, I'm from Oklahoma, and we use the term wash, W-A-R-S-H. You wash it in the washing machine, air dry it, and after repeated wear and use, 12 years, I may need to replace your hat. 500 stores sell these in the United States. It is a great hat. It has a perspiration band, or for women it's a glow band. Women glow. When I'm working in the yard, I put this on. I put the mounting strap behind me. It won't fall off. When I'm playing golf, it won't fall off. Fishing, if I'm going out to my secret spot, I have a chin strap I pull down so it doesn't blow off my head. But that's what a Tilley hat is. Several styles. These just happen to be, they came in 2 weeks ago, and they are organic cotton. But it's a great hat for kids that are going camping. It's a great hat for anyone older. And we love to fit them and sell them. They're great hats.
Make them different
This
sizes.
hat here is $77.99. But it is a lifetime purchase.
They're worth it.
Yes.
I told you I was going to do this, but I bought one of those hats 2 or 3 years ago, and it's one of the best things I've ever bought, and I wear it all the time, day or night.
They're great
It's a
hats.
it's a great Cooper patrol in case you're underneath the birds.
They are machine worship, okay? Now, we had a gentleman, it's fun selling hats. It takes you away from some of the other things. But gentleman brought his hat back. I didn't sell it to him. He bought it 12, 13 years ago. He said, "Can I get a new hat?" And it looked kind of bad, and I said, "Yeah." And I took his old hat, and I said, "Let me make sure you didn't leave a $20 bill in your secret pocket." He said, "What secret pocket?" Sure enough, he didn't know. Another birder here in town, which I won't name, they birded with a hat like this for, I don't know, 15 years, and it just looked terrible. And I kept trying to give him a new hat, and he said, "I can't." He said, "This one's been around the world with me several times. I can't give up my hat." Well, I called Tilley, told them the story. They said, "Oh, let him keep his old hat." So you don't need to give up your old hat. Okay? That's a yes.
Wanted to ask you something about the bat house, because I have one, and now that the trees are getting bigger, I don't get that much sun in the morning, but it's faced toward the southeast. You know, and
East.
different books say different places to place it.
Yeah, everything I've read, and you can go online, University of Texas does a lot of research, Tweeten or somebody up there does it. At least 15 feet in the air,
Yeah, I got that.
at least 6 hours of morning sun. And they need
But
a
it
5-foot
doesn't
drop
say the
space, because they
direction?
drop out, catch their wings, and take off.
Okay, but the direction, because it said it should come up, you know, be facing
Morning sun
southeast.
during the summer. So look and see where you're getting morning sun.
Okay.
Bird bass, I'll talk to you a little bit about bird bass. Some people don't put out bird bass because of mosquitoes. You can put out a bird bath. You need to clean it at least twice a week or fill it up. You know it's going to evaporate during the summer. There's a bird bath brush. Use a 10% bleach solution with your water. Clean it out, kill the algae, let it soak into the pores, rinse it a couple times and put it back out. If you don't want to go out and fill it up all the time, it's a Mr. Dripper. It would use less than 3 gallons of water during a 24-hour period if you leave it on all the time. Gallon's going to evaporate, gallon birds are going to splash out, a gallon may go in your garden if you leave it on all the time. All it requires is a hose hookup and you get a splitter with it. Again, that draw